Hey everybody, it's CheckTFX coming at you with another Minecraft tutorial, and today we're continuing on with the Smart Rail series. Last time we discussed locked doors, which you gained access to with a renamed key or renamed item that acted like a key. And that allowed us to have multiple combinations for whatever it is you wanted that key to be, because you just rename it to wherever you want. Also, we were able to use that in the Smart Rail system, but we're able to use that also in other builds too. Any type of scenario where we want secured access to a particular area or a particular room that we can only get in with that particular key, we can use that particular build in that one. But we're going to be using it a lot in the Smart Rail series and in the Smart Rail stations, and also we used it in the switching mechanism so that we can gain access to the machine rooms as well as other particular areas. It's also useful to note that we will be using it in the advanced version of the Smart Rail station, where we'd have doors that would automatically open and close based on certain inputs. So it gets a little bit more complicated, more advanced as things go on. Now in this tutorial, we're going to be talking about a concept that is going to help us shrink down the binary brains of each switching mechanism. So this is not going to be one where we're going to do a lot of building. It's purely conceptual, but it is important to understand the concepts in order to go forward from this point onward, especially since we're going to be dealing with something that's going to be very intense, and that is the Smart Rail stations. Now that's not going to be in the next tutorial, but the tutorial after that, I'm going to show you how to build a smaller, more simplified Smart Rail station first before we get into the more automated, complicated one. And so before we get into that, we're going to do today's tutorial, which is a conceptual one about stations and regions. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So here we have a seemingly simple looking layout where we have multiple stations, each represented by a piece or block of colored wool. So we have our magenta station over there, our orange station here, white station here, black or actually dark gray, light blue, blue, cyan, light gray, brown, and yellow. And we have each Smart Rail switching mechanism represented by a simple lever that switches the rail over here. It's like this. Very simple. Okay. I want to keep this into a very simple concept so that it's easier to understand at a very high level. So let's say we're going to go from station orange or orange station over to the pink station or the magenta station over there. Well, that's really simple. We're going to have our magenta station ticket, and we're going to put that into our lead card. We're not going to put a lead card on here because it's just too short and it's not easy to navigate that, control it. And we're going to get to our intersection, and it says which way you want to go. Okay, I want to go to the magenta station, and it says okay, you go straight. So it's going to switch us and it's going to let us go over there. Now let's say I wanted to go to my white station from the magenta station. So in that case, we're going to be at our intersection here, and we're just going to say okay, we want to go to the white station. So it says okay, you had to turn left. So it's going to switch and it's going to let us go. Then we're going to stop at our next intersection, and we're going to tell it we want to go to the white station, or the train's going to tell it that. And then it says okay, you have to turn right. So then it's going to switch that way, and then we're going to go over here, and we made it to our destination, right? But let's take a look at this. What happens if we want to go from, I don't know, from the orange station all the way to the brown station or one of the other stations over here? Let's take this one here, the light blue station. We want to go to the light blue station. So let's try and do this fairly quickly. So I'm going to go over, okay, which way you want to go? I'm going to the light blue station, and we're going to assume that at every single intersection along the way, it's going to say, the train is going to say, I want to go to the light blue station. Okay, so we're on our way. So it says, okay, light blue station, you got to go right. Okay, let's go right. Light blue station, go straight. Light blue station, you're going to go straight. Light blue station again, you're going to go straight. Light blue station again, you're going to go straight. Light blue station again, you're going to have to go right. And then it's going to, and every single time it's going to switch. Great. But remember that when it chooses light blue station, it has to go through 9 different stations starting from here. So at this point, you're going to have to go through 9 different stations. At this point here, you're going to have to go through 8 different stations. At this point here, you're going to have about 7 different stations that you have to choose from. And when you get to here, you have 4 different stations. Here, you have 3 different stations. And here, you have 2 different stations. So as it gets from here to there, the number of decisions it has to make is going to decrease, or the number of item sorters required, more specifically, is going to decrease, because every single station is going to be represented at the switching mechanism, at each switching mechanism, as a item sorter. So all in all, even though this overall system may look kind of simple, especially if you're just using levers, when you're using the smart rail system, it's going to look a lot like this. Now this is conceptually speaking, where every single block of wool over here, like this, and here, every single one of these, and every single one of these here, they represent an item sorter at every single intersection, or basically wherever the cart is facing. Okay, so if the cart is facing this way, that means at this white station, at this particular intersection facing in this direction, it has to pass over a total of 9 different item sorters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's in this particular scenario. If we were to increase the number of stations by 1, that means each point of origin would also have to increase the number of intersections or number of item sorters by 1, because now it's another intersection that it has to go over, or another station that it has to head to. To simplify this, what we can do is to start using something like this. These are regions. Now you can call them regions, provinces, states, prefectures, whatever. The thing is, in this type of scenario, we are grouping our stations into individual regions or individual groups. Okay, and what this does is, if you look here, is it actually simplifies or shrinks down the binary brain at each intersection. See? So every single time that we come to a binary brain, now we don't have to worry about 9 different stations in this particular scenario. We only have to worry about the 2 stations within here in this region, and then the 3 other regions outside of this region. Okay, so that allows us to shrink it down. So what happens in this case is, let's say I want to go over to the white station. Okay, so I'm going to say that at every single intersection is testing for the white station, right? So I hop in and I'm going to go along, and it's going to say, okay, white station, you're going to turn right. Okay, white station, turn right. Okay, there we go. So it's only was looking at the city ticket or the station ticket in that particular case. Now let's take it one step further. We want to go over to this station over here. But instead of looking at that, we also going to look also at this here, which is our red province station. Okay, so we're gonna say that it tests for these 2 along the way. Okay, so we're gonna hop in, and it's gonna say, okay, which way you want to go? I want to go to the blue station. I don't know what that is. What's the next one? Okay, we got the red province. Okay, red province is where blue station is in. Okay, let's go. You gotta turn right. Okay, now you gotta go straight. Okay, and we're heading towards the red station. Okay, we gotta go straight. Okay, we are now in the red station. We are testing for the blue station. We're red province. We're testing for the blue station, and we're going to turn at this point here. Okay, so sorry guys, it was kind of hard to do that really quickly and talk that fast. But let me try that again. Okay, so again, we're going to go from here, and we're testing for blue station. We don't have blue station, but we do have the red province. Okay, let's go to red province. Red province, go right. Red province, go straight. Okay, red province, go straight. Okay, we're now entering in the red province. Red province, don't know that. Blue station, yes, we know that. Go straight. Blue station, go straight. Blue station, turn right. Okay, and that's exactly how it's going to work. So it ignores this section here as well as the gray station. So the yellow, brown, and gray station are completely ignored in this entire scenario. Anything outside of these 2 provinces or these 2 regions is a complete don't care. As a matter of fact, when you're coming out of this province, the blue station or light blue station here was a complete don't care, because all you cared about was that the light blue station was in the red province, right, or the red region. So because it's in the red region, we know that, okay, we're heading out of our Lapis region and then figuring out which way to go. Okay, we want to go the red region, so we're going this way, right? Then once we're in the red region, okay, now it's going to look at this one and it's going to keep on going. So now setting this up in your actual Smart Rail system is actually quite simple in terms of how to load the train. Conceptually, all you have to do is have one set of blocks for your provinces and another set of blocks or items for your stations. So, and now I'm saying provinces, I do mean region. I'm just going to go by this because, well, I'm living in Canada, so I'm going to use the word province. So, in this case, we have station 1, 2, 3, and 4, as we had from a previous one. This is just the brown wool that I had from before. Okay, and then we have province 1 and province 2. Let's pretend that stations 3 and 4 are in province 2. So let's say we want to go from station 4 to station 1. That means your system is going to have to load both the station 1 ticket and the province 1 ticket into the lead cart. By doing this, this allows you to have the switching mechanisms test for both this and this. So if you don't have, for instance, a switching mechanism that has station 1, it's going to test for province 1. And if it doesn't have one for province 1, it's going to look for station 1. Typically, when you're inside the province, it's not going to have that province 1. If you're in province 1, it's not going to have province 1 as an option. But if you're in province 1, it is going to have station 1 as an option, right? As long as you're not going out of station 1. Another nice thing that is good about this particular method of organizing your rail system or your smart rail system is, let's say we add another station here. So I'm going to say that, I don't know, let's pick up a block from here somewhere. We're going to have the pink station. Okay, so we got the pink station here. And we're going to put that one down. Okay, that's here. And we're going to build a railway off to the pink station. Now let's take a look at what we have for our possible intersection combinations. So let's get myself, I'm going to get myself a fence just to make that as my splitting area there. Okay, and you know what, I'm going to bring this back a little bit just to make it easier to work with. Okay, so now my available decisions on either side are, I can either go to the gray station, or I can go to the purple province, I can go to the red province, or I can go to the lapis lazuli province. Okay, and from here, my gray station, I can either go to the pink station, or I can go to one of these three provinces, like that. Now, from here, so that's going into like that. That's going in this direction. So basically the fence is pointing in like that, shows what direction it's going. Okay. And if I'm coming in from here, all I have to worry about is my pink station and my gray, my light gray station going that way. So we see that way or that way, right? And I should also make sure I have a lever, my switching mechanism in place, right? So that's like that. Okay. And if we look at this again, these three are all region tickets or region item sorters, right? So that's there. Now here's another thing. I don't have to add all the other stations to this switching mechanism inside this region. Since I added this pink station here, all the other switching mechanisms in all the other regions, or even outside of this region, don't have to worry about this particular station being added to their binary brains. Now, each station may have to add another item sorter or another dispenser or something like that to take into account that there is now a pink station here. But you don't have to go putting it at every single intersection. This simplifies things for the binary brains and keeps them small, which is something that we do want to actually accomplish. Whereas the stations, we're not too worried about how big they are unless you're really concerned about it. Also, when you're dealing with the simplified version of a smart rail station, it's not really that complicated to add more provinces and more stations into that. You still do need to add additional sorters for them, but it's fairly straightforward and simple. It's just a matter of being able to have enough room for it. Same case with the more advanced version of the smart rail station. You don't have to add that much more in terms of item sorters and other mechanisms to that particular station when compared to the more simplified version of the smart rail station. Well, that's it for today's tutorial. I hope you found it informative and be able to use it in your future builds. Hopefully this will be useful to you in even maybe designing some other type of railway. Do look forward to our next tutorial where we'll be covering a simplified version of a smart rail station. This is a not exactly very automatic railway station. It's more like semi-automatic. That type of station that we're going to be designing in the next tutorial is for survival scenarios where you are in a single player or a whitelisted server. So a single player world or a whitelisted server or a realm of yours with just you and your friends, which is not open to everybody, so that you know who is there. So because there is a chance with the smart rail station, the simplified smart rail station, that somebody can mess up stuff, whereas the more advanced version, you're not going to get that problem with people messing things up as easily as with the simplified version. So do look forward to that. Do remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. If you have any comments, leave them clean. This is Check the Effects signing off. I will see you in the next video where we continue on with the Smart Rail series. Peace.